Hello, Star Wars Galaxy of Hero players, and Atesh Ordo here. Today, I'm going to do a quick summary of one of my 3v3 Grand Arena battles, and then I will have it at the end with the Wampa cleanup. But I took Savage against this person's Sith Eternal Emperor team, because, people are starting to have success online being like, ooh, Savage solos a Sith Emperor Eternal. Great. Tried it out. The team was consisted of Sith Emperor, or C, Wat Tambor, and Sith Empire Trooper. Destroyed Sith Empire Trooper, could not get through the other two. Yeah, so, well, of course, mine is Relic 5. I could probably eventually work up to getting him to Relic 7, the way I have Savage modded. But at the same time, even then, I don't think it would have gotten through, because every time I did some damage, yeah, here's mine right now. Every time I did some damage, I'm pretty sure some more speed would have helped. Every time I did damage, that damage was easily mitigated to, or automatically healed up. So I'm going to go over the battle real quick, and then you'll definitely see it at the end. But Sith Eternal Emperor, before ult, calls dark side allies to assist and heals 50% protection. I think it's 50%, right? No, not that one. Yeah, 50% protection. So he heals off that. The tank tech went to Sith Empire Trooper, and Sith Empire Trooper didn't die because it was a gear 12. Everyone else is relicked. Wat Tambor placed the healing tech on Sith Eternal. So when Savage went, he did some good damage, especially if I did slam him down to like no protection. However, once it was Wat Tambor's turn, there's times he would apply his special where he grants out protection over time healing effect, as well as Sith Eternal, off and on would heal himself up with his protection, and the med pack every time these characters would take a turn. And unfortunately, I'll admit, these two were a lot faster, so I'm pretty sure I do need to up my Savage's speed, probably by 50, even though the tenacity or the turn meter is still a key factor of helping Savage take a bunch of turns. But the also effect is there was times where Sith Eternal, he called to assist and he did a basic, and then Wat went, and then it was Savage's turn. So there was a bunch of turns where everything was healed up, and yeah, it was kind of game set match after that. I was stalled out by that. So if you do run Sith Eternal on defense, which I would definitely highly recommend against it, it's better to have Sith Eternal on offense, because you control how Sith Eternal and whatever team members you put on his team work. So keep that in mind. Another thing is, this is 3v3 though. Another thing is you can do Savage or Sith Eternal, Malak, and say Sidious, or even Wat, or whatever the third Sith is. And that would definitely 100% counter Wat. Now, I know there's other teams that it'll counter. However, one thing is Darth Malak will also stop the Wampa counter. I had to use Wampa to clean up the team that I was facing, but Malak would stop the Wampa counter, because Wampa counters, he crits, he gain or damage over time. Wampa will gain fear, so he skips a turn until he's attacked. And then, Deceive stops the countering. Malak also stops turn meter on Savage, but with Wampa, it also would just, drain life. And if he has a lot of health, and say you get Wampa down to the 10% of his bonus protection, drain life, you're going to take all of his protection away and probably some of his health, and then eventually he'll take a few turns, because the AI sometimes just prioritizes the roar over the slam, when he needs to that slam should be priority number one, in my opinion, but whatever. So there might be a chance Malak will just drain him to death. So keep that in mind. That's the Wampa thing. Going back to the Savage, those are the things I could see countering it. Brute Alpha could probably be in there. If you went Wat Brute Alpha, it would just stall him out, because you may kill off the Brute, but then Brute Alpha will just summon him back, and you just can't get through him. Traya definitely would be good against Savage as well, because one of the things Savage does amazingly is in his brute, he gains heal over times, a bunch of heal over times. If you, granted, yes, Trey does, taking Trey away from an actual counter or a team on defense, but Trey will stop the gaining of the heal over time. And Thrawn's another character you can also, run in there too if you're not using him anywhere. Even though I prefer a lot of these characters to be on offense, really, except maybe Malik. But yeah, there's a lot of, it just stops all of the bonus buffs, the defense up, the heal over time, the offense up. The reducing cooldown doesn't matter. It also removes resilient defense from being applied, so he never gains vulnerable, so you might get a stun and, heal him, ability block him for a little bit, and you might get him knocked down. Because resilient defense can't be applied, which means vulnerable can't be applied. So, but that's just, what I wanted to quickly discuss. I'm gonna have the video about the battles that I had on, I believe, either ×2 to ×4, so you're not wasting a lot of time. So, but I just wanted to mention there's quite a few number of characters that definitely can help counter Savage. Like I said, Thrawn's a great one because you can fracture him down, and he can't gain buffs under the fracture. He can't gain turn meter I think he still gains turn meter, but he can't take a turn until Thrawn, finally takes his turn. So yeah, you shut things down with Thrawn, and then that means you can just pound him down with the other characters and just pop them off. So that's an option as well. So keep that in mind. But I just wanted to quickly go over that before I release my Savage vs. Sith Eternal and with my Wampa cleanup. So yeah. All right. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And you guys have a phenomenal day.